and arrange all your activities into one lesson. And you can put questions in between those materials or resources. So if you've noticed, I always emphasize that it's very important that you know how to embed videos, because a lot of our students are really visual. So they learn more when they see videos. When you upload videos, don't forget videos to a maximum of 15 minutes, because the attention span of students is quite low. In fact, for the Made for Learners framework, if you're going to have a meeting, the maximum would be 40 minutes. Na? As ato, grabe gid, no? Kay 2 hours man gid ang ato ang gi-allocate na ako nga 2 hours, because we should endure because we are teachers, no? So mas patient man ang ato ang generation. So you can see here the lesson demo. We have here the lesson menu. This is the lesson menu. So it's up to you if you're going to turn on the lesson menu or not. If you're not going to turn on the lesson menu, I strongly suggest you put here in the lesson demo or in the guides. Okay? If you want to make edit changes, you edit, and you can see the collapsed version. So this is the collapsed version. So when you have a lesson, guys, your lesson is so powerful because it allows you to branch out. That's why when you look at the icon for the lesson, there's that hierarchy type. The icon for the lesson is like this. Let's go back to D5. This one. There's that branching. Okay. So when we edit settings for the lesson, when we edit settings, directly you're editing the main part. So remember, it's the main part, meaning you're not changing anything about the pages yet. You're just describing it. It's like the front page of your lesson. This one. The general part of the lesson is like your front page. You can display the description on your course page. You can choose the appearance. Remember, if you want to make it interactive in a way, and you should show progress to your students. So if you've turned off the display menu, so you say no, you have to make sure that you've listed the pages so the students will be guided. Then you can set availability, or simply do not make any changes to this availability because you want the students to easily navigate to the lesson. Then for the flow control, don't forget to allow your students to review, so they don't just pass through the lesson once. The idea of online or blended learning is the students who are fast learners, they can go swiftly to all the lessons and they can finish the course really fast. There's no problem about it. But the slow learners, they can constantly review so they can keep up. So they just need to exert more effort, but given the time, they can keep up. Because don't forget, it's still outcomes-based education, meaning we set high expectations. So we need to still to hit our target, the course outcomes. So whether they're fast, they're slow, or the average, but your course, first things first, no? You design the course for the average. And then you add activities for the fast learners, so they will not be bored. And you also add additional activities for the slow learners. But when you design it, we always look at the average first. Then the grades, you can categorize the grades. In this case, it's point system, scale system. You have the A+, But for us, it's really the point system. Then you can set the grade to pass. And would you allow retakes? So I normally allow the retakes. Is this a practice lesson? You can say yes. And for the activity completion, here, previously, you can see I will just save and display first. If you've noticed here, these are activities, no? Activity tracker. This activity tracker is the one that will tell the students what percentage of the course was he able to finish. So for example, we go to my dashboard. Assuming I think a student before enrolled me in general mathematics. So if you've noticed, I'm enrolled in general mathematics, 0% completed. So if I log here in the general mathematics, no, you can see koan ready na, no? This one, meaning I was not able to do this first. I was not able to do it yet. That's why it's not yet checked. So for this to be completed, it's automatic. For these areas, you can just check them. So for example, I can just check this, 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 and check and check and check and check, check. Okay? And then I'll go out. See here, this one is your progress. So I'll go to my dashboard, that's general math. Have you noticed, guys? It's 43% complete. So the idea here is, for all the activities were they performed by the students would, you will know at the same time, the students will also know that listed all the activities, given all the activities, they were able to finish 43% of it. Now, what's the disadvantage on this case for this solid square box? Solid square for the activity ticker. You can just check it, wherein you can also set it automatic. For example, here in the lesson demo, I will edit the settings. For the activity completion, in the completion tracking, it says here, students can manually mark the activity as completed. And you can even set expected date to complete it. You can just simply change it to show activity as complete when conditions are met. In this case, you choose tick box, okay? You can even set the time spent. Or, what I normally do is just, if you've reached the end of the lesson, and then I'll save and display, and you will see the effect. So day 5, lessons demo reviewed. Here, instead of a square solid line, it's now broken, meaning you cannot simply check this. So you can check it out. If I'll switch role to student, see here as a student, it's not yet checked, so you will be the one to manually check them. That's why maybe some of you is wondering, why is it that my completion rate is quite small when I'm already in day 5 and I have completed all the activities? Because I did not automatically set the activity completion. There's only one that I've set automatic, this one. You cannot click lesson demo, you have to perform it. Okay? It will tell you not completed, lesson demo reviewed. So once you click the lesson demo reviewed, no, I'll say no. You can watch here. You have the progress bar. Next. 2. Next. Can go to the article. Oops, I have a problem here because it went out. So I need to change that later. And then next. Are you ready to submit portfolio? Submit. Then it's 100. So when I go to day 5, you would see here, it's automatically checked. That's activity completion. Now let me change my role back to my normal role and then turn editing on. I'll go back to this one and edit this. Edit settings. Save and display. This will lead me to this area, the edit area. So I'll just go to edit and you can see the collapsed and expanded. So it's in the how to add questions part. I want to make some changes. So I'll click here and this area. Okay. So what happened here is you have a link and enter URL. I did not open a new window. So you have to click open a new window and create the link. So that when you go to your page, it doesn't overlap your Moodle tab. So I'll save. And then I'll view. Next. Submit. So this time, it opens to a new tab. So don't forget that. You don't want to overlap the Moodle tab. Because when you overlap the Moodle tab, it will require them to click back. What if you went out and then open another one? So it's going to be back. So my advice is to always make sure when you have a link, it pops up or it opens a new tab.